my card in assignment 3, and let's go to straight to it. So let's go to first thing. What is the difference between like array and a list? So array and list example pretty similar, but the difference between two of them is like the array example just when you call it, you instead of just using one data type. For example, if you call it about a double, in this case, you need to use like double. You cannot use it about a string, like string, or maybe like about the integer or the boolean, something like that. But and also it's also got in about the range a bit. And but it's like about a hard code, but instead of doing like that about the list, it's exactly different. Like it's exactly just like is you can mix about the data type inside it, and you don't need like about the calling about the hard code like about the range of inside the list. So yeah, let's go straight there. So in order to make like about the array, you set up a called a data type it, and so got about square bracket to make the computer know that we are using about the square bracket. We are using about the array, and the array type in here, the array name, which is my array, and we need to call it's got compulsory to type the news and then the double of it, and the length of the arrays, which is the amount of total, the maximum element inside the array. So in here, Amazon will just create about a list of the array and then using about assignment statement. So my array 0, which is at the location of index 0, we will start 1.0 into 10 and then print it out to the terminal. Let's just run it. .NET run. Okay, so you can see index the index outside the bounds of the array. So what's it different? What is about the errors here? So because like like the computer starting 0, right? So because like it will be starting at 0 until 9, which is got like about a 10 number. So I'm just talking about my array 10, which is outside the index. So we got about the arrow. So we need to like remove this one and run it again. Okay, so it's showing to the terminal that we are correct. So let's just but this one is not really useful because like we got like a duplicate and then it's too long, and in the upcoming future if you're doing like in this one you can get like confused. So let's just go to the next part, which is like about a shortcut of the how to run it. So you can see in that I'm also calling about my arrays in here with about the length of it and the data type integer, and making about a for loop, and it go to every element into the array and then start about a new thing. For example, we started at 0, so 0 will be starting at my array 0, which is the location is, and we run it until like it's less than 10. So we got in this array, and we got like about array from 0 to 9, and then I'll print into the terminal like using about another for loop in here, which is about the element at the position I. In this case, we start with 0, right? So we will start at 0 in the array is my array 0. So you can see that instead of we got a lot of things, a lot of line here, we were just using about like 6 or 7 lines to make it. So yeah, in here I'm just also create about a new array, but instead of getting making it like getting about the length, the maximum length of the array, I'm just making it more flexible by using about the curly bracket here and then type the each element inside it. So it's and also create about a new assignment statement, which is total to calculate the total of the total mark of the student. And I'm also make it by like consist of the student dot length mark is that like I need to know like about the length of the array in here, and calculate about the average of it by using about the total divided by student array dot length. Let's just run it to make sure it's running. Okay, you can see in here which is showing about the element at position 0 to 9, and then calculate the total mark of student is A49, and then consist of 10 mark because like we got like a 10 element in here, and then therefore the average is 84. So yeah, let's just go to the next thing. So in this one, is that like also about using about the array, and then for user to type like a 6 student name and then store array name of it into like a new array in here, because like we cannot have more than 6 because like we make about the condition is I less than name dot length which is 6 in here. So yeah, if we got like five 6 less than 6, so it cannot possible. So if you break outside the loop and console write line type student name, because like I equal to will be starting at 0, right? So we cannot like type the student name 0, so I'm plus 1 in here, and then console rich line like about to reading about the user input and starting to the name as here, which it will be starting up into the array, and print about to the terminal about 6 student name is, and then showing about the name in the array by using the for loop. Let's just run it. Kevin, Harsh, Jenny, John, Alex, Ben. So it was when I type in it, it's showing about six name I have been typed before on that. So yeah, let's go to the next bar. Okay. So you can see in here it's a little bit too long, right? But it's pretty easy. Like I'm create about a new array in here, which is a double, and then the maximum length is 10, and I'm also create about the new assignment statement, which is current size equal to 0, and also create about 2 new variable, which is the current largest and then the current smallest, and both of them the data type is double. And in this case, I'm typing like please enter 10 number and go to the loop to doing it like same at the thing I have mentioned before, like we need to get like about 10 number in here, and because like is it about the integer number and we start 0, so we need to change it to double in order to start into the the array in here. So yeah, and the current size is plus plus because like we need to know about the current size of the array. So yeah, I'm adding about the extra thing about the try and cat function in order to like about if you start typing about a word and we got about invalid input, like enter the correct number in this case, and then go to wrong with the where the location where we going in here. And I'm also create about a new assignment statement. We already called about a new variable, but we're not assigned to anything. So in this case, I'm just assign it to like a number 0, and then the current large and then current small, which is about is numbers called you will be starting about the index 0. So yeah, so I'm creating about a third loop in order to make like to calculate about the largest. So yeah, it will be compared using about the if condition. So if the number at the 0 is less or equal to like the current largest, it will be stored into the current largest in here. So if 0, so number 0, because we started at the number 0 in this one, right? So like for example 68 plus equal to 68, so it still be storing. So and it will be like going back again and then calculate again, like compare again. So until we break out the loop, and then we got like largest number. And the smallest number using the same function instead of greater or equal, we just writing about less or equal, and then to print it out to print to the terminal. Let's just run it. Like 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so the largest value is 9 and the smallest value is 0 in here. So let's just go to the next bar. So I will be running it and then explain it later. So you can see like instead of like one dimensional, I'm example just create about the array with 2 dimensionals. So it's exactly just really similar to like the normal array, but instead of we need to add like about one more column change to make like computer know that we need to use like about 2-dimensional array, and then create about the same, but in here inside the bracket we need to call it about the first element is the row, and the second number is about the column, and then call it about every element inside it. So the first thing is 1 2 3 4, which is in row one. Row two we like double, like about 1 1 1 1, and row three is like 2 2 2. And I'm also great about the new and assignment statement in here, which is valued, and my array, because like you can see like my array 2 and 3, not 3 and 4. And the reason for this is that because like it will be starting at 0, right? So instead of 3 we need to minus 1, so like 2, like if we in this case 2 and row also. So in order to get in about the length, to get in about the row and the length of it and then compare together, I'm essentially just using about a for loop in here, which is my array get length equal to 0, which is taking about a row, and my array get length 1, which is about the columns in here, and consolidate my array I and j's in this one. So you can see in here, print into the terminal is 1 1 1 like we are doing. So, but if you're not knowing about the get length function, so you can do in this way, and we're adding about extra thing. Like we don't you don't need to -1 in this one. You just call it about your assignment statement, which is about row equal to 3, column equal to 4, and then run it. So it'll be getting the same, but like it's much easier for about the newbie to knowing about how it's be running in this one. So let's go to the new things. So this is exactly about using about the list, not about the array anymore. So when you're creating a list, you need to call it about the list it first, and then that type it, and then the list name of it, and the list of the string, and then call it new list string again. So in order to make about a random random number, and then we need in order to make it about a random number, you need to call like random value new randoms, and then call in about a random and then assign about the random number into the new random number in here. So random value dot next, and then we need to call it about, we need to computer create about a random number between 1 and 12 in this case. So yeah, so I'm also create about the console right now. You need to ask random number in this one, student your class list. For example, if random number is equal to 2, you need to add like 2 random number, right? Yeah, like you need to type like 2 student, so yeah, please enter table number I equal to 0. So yeah, it compare about the, it like go to the loop, and then like print to the terminal like how many students you need to type, and then read line, and then start about the new start about the student into the list, or instead of like about in this case, because it's using about list, so we can got about more method like using the add in here, and then console write. And if about, and in here I'm exactly calling about one more for loop to bring into the terminal, like the student one is my name student, and then student list in this one using about my student list dot count. So let's just run it .net run re-enter student one. So in here you need to type like add like 10 student, right? Like about just typing until 10. Okay, so it's showing about every student we have in this case. So I will just run it again because it's pick random, right? So you can see that you need to add like 9 students to the last list. So it's showing about 9 students in this one. So yeah, it's exactly correct. Let's just go to the next thing. So in this one, I'm just using about the Barry rum, and then we need to, using about the array into like about the parameter array, which is the data type integer, and then calling about the array in here, which is about, we got like 3 things, like like a body crumb, right? Like if the left is not equal to the right, so if we exactly we got return the phone, otherwise we got a 2. So I'm exactly calling about the if statement to like about checking it. If the array length is less than 1, which is like about we just got like 0 element inside of the array, so we exactly just return false. And we had about a for loop, which is about the array length divided by 2 uh, divided by 2 i's in here, and then we set up just returning false. So yeah, I'm exactly just checking. So yeah, I'm great about the how we be working. So for example, in this one, if about the array length divided by 2, which is about 7 plus 2, because like we got like 7 element in this one, right? 7 divided by 2 is equal to 3, so 0 not equal to 3, which is, yeah. So array I, right, which is about array 0 not equal to array 7 plus 1 and then plus 0. So in here we got like array 0 not equal to array dot 6. So 1 not equal to 1, so it is false, so not go to the if again, and it will be checking, so you can see that 1 equal to 1, so yeah, it will not return like false. So and then it will continue until it break outside the loop. So yeah, because like 1 is not equal to 1, but like it exactly just like a false, right? So it will be coming back again until it's go, you know, until we find until we return something, because like we are using about static boolean polygram, right? And let's just run it to make sure it's running. Okay, so we show you can see that we got 2 true false, right? So it's exactly getting about array 1, array 2, and 3. So array 1, because it returned 2, because like you can see left and the right is exactly the same, so it will go to the loop in here to checking. Array 2 is also the same, because left and then right is exactly with just like, you know, it's ascent and then descending. So yeah, and but in like array 3 it's not, it's return false because it's not body crumbs. So 3 2 1, because like 3 is not equal to 1, so exactly we just return false in this case. Let's go to the next thing. So this one is a little bit too long. Okay, let's just run it first. Local variable might already defined. Okay, it's already defined somewhere. Let's just make this one. Yeah, this one will in the next bar. .NET run. Yeah, you can see in this one I'm exactly what you're checking, like about, for example, if you got like 2 3 4 5 7, then about a new reads with got doesn't have any element inside it, like about 1 1 2 5 5 2 2 1. It's checking about whether it's like the list is exactly just like sorting or not. So if it's not sorting, it will just return about the object reference not set the instant objects. So yeah, so you can see in there, because like in this one we got like the list 3 plus list 2, which is like about 2 parameters we using in here, and then 3 and then 2, right? 3 2. So yeah, exactly just like, because it already sorted, so it print into the terminal. It's 1 1, you know, like 1 1 2 2 3 4 5 5 7. But like list 1 and 4, right? 1 1 and 4. So it's exactly just wrong, so it's not showing in here. But what is about list 1 and 3? So list 1 and 3, because it's already sorting, so it's also showing in this one. So let's just go to about the function, how to working. So I'm creating about a new list in here, which is about the static list merge and taking 2 parameters and checking about if not check sorted list R and not check list B, as I will just return null. So eject sorted in here, it's taking about integer and then going to like each element using about a list count. If like like list 0 is not equal to list, for example, list 1 not equal to list 1 list 1 which is 0, is that we just return false, otherwise we return 2. So yeah, you can see in here how it's working. It exactly pretty a little bit confused, but when you read inside it, you just know where how it will running. So and then it's checking whether it's return false or return true. So if this one exactly just like false, so false not not false is true, right? True and then true is that we just return in null. And then I'm exactly just using about the merge list with it about the also got about a function at range, and then we compile two range together, and then using about the sorting in order to make it from like about the smallest to largest, and then return about the merge list in this case. So in here, I'm also great about in order to read each element inside of the list, I'm exactly using about the for each with got in about the var element. So what is var? So var is exactly just like it's an object. So you didn't know if element inside this hit about a variable, it like about in string integer, it was about just change to string, something like that. So it's var is very flexible. So yeah, run it again. Okay, it's showing the same again, so it's correct. Let's just make this one, comment this one, and then running this. So yeah, okay, so I think both fit something. Okay, in this one, run it first, and then we explain it later. Okay, so it's showing like 7112. Like in this one, I'm exactly making about two-dimensional like about the list, two-dimensional array into a one-dimensional array. So in here, you can see that I'm not create about I'm exactly using about the the comma in order to make the comma to make like about the integer know that we need using about two-dimensional array in here. I'm also using the comma in here to make it more flexible, and the element is type h. So I'm create about the array conversion, and then instead of create about a new list in here also with it about it the name of the list, it about a result. But instead of because it's telling me like about it getting about the arch number, and we're starting about the row first, right? No, the column first, and then checking. So yeah, and example just using about the array get length one. Instead of we need to do it one first because we want to start that column first, right? So we gone like up to down, and then coming back again like up to down, and then we continue. And also got about the if statement here to make sure that we got about the odd number, not about the integer, like about the even number in here. And then the result will be adding into like a new list in here with the array j and I. So I'm just getting about how to be working this one. So because like column, right, we got the 6 column, and row we just got like about 4 row for rows. So in this one, so it will go to about the first loop with the I equal to 0, and then loop chain I equal to 0 also. If an array 0 and then 0 is like divided by 2, but the remaining is not equal to 0 in this one, is 0. So it's not 0. If this one is true, it will just adding. Otherwise, it will break outside the if condition. And we continue like because like we got like a 2 loop, right? So we need to like about it example just change into like 0 and then 1 again, checking the next thing. So we got in this case we got like 7, so it's true. It will go inside the loop and then add into like into my our new list. So yeah, this will be how it's working, and then we return about a result to array. So we need to use about the two array in order to to make it like about the one-dimensional array in here. So let's just run it again, and in order to like about Read it. I'm using about the for each function to read each element inside the array. So yeah, it'd be running 71139 something. It's all about the odd number, and we'll be starting at the column first, not the row. So yeah, that's it.